Yeah, Michael Jackson's like, I need Nezuko.
Look, see them hating ass niggas talking, tell them niggas stop it. Move back, baby, run down Jason. Off the perky, boy, I'm dangerous. I'm in the double R, shit look like a spaceship. Everything is up there.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Redacting Show. I'm your host, Feeq, with my co-host, my other host.
It's your co-host Dane in the building. I know we've been redacted from the dead. We had to start our Black History Month right, you know what I'm saying, with a good redacted episode.
You know what I'm saying?
In the great year of 2024. Again, we are sorry for the long pause, but we're back, and hopefully this year 2024 will be the year of the redacted, so we're gonna hold ourselves to that standard. But yeah, make sure you guys share these episodes, follow, rate us a 5-star. And with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Before we do, obviously we haven't talked to you guys in a minute, so we're just gonna fill you guys in on how we've been doing. So how you been doing, Feeq?
Hey man, I've been good. I've been all right. I was on a high because my Texans was winning. We was running the league. Ooh wee. And to be honest, we wasn't even supposed to be there, to be realistic.
No, we were not.
I thought we was gonna have 6 to 8 wins this season. They went ahead and went to the playoffs and won a game. I said, I'm the happiest
won
I've
the
been.
division.
That too. Won the division.
Fell ass backwards in the division title, just like the Houston Astros.
Hey man, let's not even think about it. But I mean, that was good. Everything else going good. Workouts, all that still going good. Trying to gain like 5 more pounds. I'm really at my ideal weight, but I want to gain 5 more pounds and then cut. So, I mean, feeling good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I've been, doing pretty good. Like this whole month of January, I had to plan this whole training for work, and that took a lot. And then, but just like other work stuff was getting a bit of. I wouldn't say a lot, but it was just multiple things I had to juggle at work. But I've been doing pretty good, and being consistent. Been still cutting weight down to 220.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
220.4. So yeah, ultimate goal was still to get to 200, but I feel pretty good right now. Not right now because I haven't eaten all day yet. So, but I'm sure after this episode I'll feel better. But yeah. But no, I've been doing pretty good. Kansas life has been cool. Man, it was so cold up here, dog. Like,
man,
that whole first half of January, basically, not even whole first half, like basically that whole month of January was until like the last week was an iceberg, like an ice cube, and people was getting on me like at my job because it was one time we were at like a company, like a department lunch, and it was snowing outside. And I was like, dang, it's because it was the snow was like coming down pretty hard. And I was like, man, it's a blizzard outside. One of them was like, man, you think that's a blizzard, man? Whenever they start getting on my ass, I'm like, nigga, fuck you. I'm from Texas. I don't see this bullshit all the time. And another thing, because before I came up here, I asked like different residents up here, even like some of my coworkers that had lived here before. I'm like, how bad is the snow, like the cold up here? And like, oh no, it's not that bad. It only snowed twice up here. They get snowed at least 5 to 6 times up here with negative 20 wind chill, negative 30 wind chill. Do y'all know how cold that is?
I don't want to know how cold it is.
Like, it was people up here dying because of how cold it was. It was like a whole report of these like Chiefs fans. Just one game, they went outside. Like a few of their friends went outside, and I guess they must have been like so drunk to not have their body register that it's cold as shit outside. But in their mind, they feel hot, even though you're not actually hot. You just think you hot.
Yeah.
And they just outside, and they basically froze to death. They their wives found them outside, just frozen to death, dead, in their friend's backyard.
Hey, that's so fucked up, but like, what the fuck?
Like, imagine you go over to your friend's crib to watch a game and it's cold outside. Y'all niggas so drunk, you go outside and you now talking to Jesus Christ.
This is why. This is why women live longer than men. How the
Just
hell?
dumb shit.
Hey, nah. I have no words.
There's no way you can explain it. You can't make shit like this up. But Feeq, what are some current reads or watches that you've been doing over the year of 2024, or like going into like 2024?
Okay. Current reads. I'm not reading no manga right now. I've been taking a break from it. Because all the ones I was reading, I was too far ahead. I said, I can't do this no more. I want to take a break. I want to actually see the anime now. I want to be more surprised with these animes when they come out. So I stopped reading One Piece. I stopped reading Jujutsu Kaisen. Only one I'm reading right now is My Hero, because it's at the very end. It's the last fight. Everybody else that's important fight has finished. So it's really just maybe it's going to end before the summer. So I was like, I'll read this one.
Gotcha.
Shows I'm watching. I watched that Ted show. I watched Ted.
Really?
There's only 7 episodes. That shit, that's some of the funniest TV I watched in a minute, bro. That shit had me dying laughing, bro. Bro, it's a scene, bro, where so pretty much Ted he's with the family, right? And he's friends with the son. But then their the son's the family, their niece and the boy's cousin, she stays with them. And she's in college, so it's like Halloween night. They go to a college party. It's Ted and the girl, the cousin, because Ted's supposed to be the DD. He's supposed to be the designated driver, which is crazy. Teddy bear,
told Teddy bear driving and shit.
He do be driving in the show, but he's a designated driver, and they end up once they trying to leave the party. Pretty much her professor is like on a bike and he's going by and he sees her. He's like, "Oh yeah, come back to my crib. We can talk about some random bullshit and I'll give y'all dinner." And he leaves, and then the girl's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go." And then Ted's like, "He wants to fuck you." He said that shit. And then she was like, "No, he couldn't. He's this professor or whatever." Yeah. And then Ted was like, "You're gonna go to this man's house at night while you're drunk, and he wants to feed you." Okay. Bro, so they end up going, right? And then XYZ, they talking, all this stuff happens, and Ted's like, "Bro, we need to leave," because he's supposed to go back and with the son. But pretty much the way the episode almost ends is Ted goes into the dude's like study or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, we're trying to leave," and then the dude comes around the corner in a teddy bear costume. And he tells Ted he wants to fuck Ted. And Ted's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Oh man, that episode was crazy, and that show is it's amazing. It was hilarious. It's real. It's not satire. It's just real, like it's wild humor. Because it's even it's another scene where like they're in church and they're talking about like Jesus, and and they're like, "Yeah, he was the pastor or whatever, he a preacher." He's like, "Yeah, Jesus was born from Mary. She got pregnant without pretty much without having sex and all this stuff." And then Ted was like, "Oh, so like me." And then the preacher was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Yeah, you just said he came alive without like anything happening." He said, "No, that's not what I mean." Then he was like, "And didn't you say that the star, like a star, was above when he was born?" He was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." The Ted was like, "Shooting star." He was like, the Ted was like, "What I'm trying to say is I'm Jesus." Yeah, but that show's hilarious.
That's funny.
What about you? What you been reading or watching?
Well, you know me, I don't read nothing. But in terms of watches, I finished up Marshall's season 1, and I'm on season 2 right now.
Ooh,
Has pretty good. Well, that fucking Japanese Jersey mix intro at the beginning, that shit is like so funny. I hate how catchy it is and how hilarious it is. Like, yeah, that show was just hilarious in the sense of like, just when you think they might got him, like they isn't the antagonists
mm-hmm.
are gonna get Mosh. He just one shots everything, or like one shots them. Like even in the first scene when toward the end when they was fighting like the different that other dorm lane,
Oh
and he was
yeah,
going against that accelerate guy, and he just was like he just out muscled him. Like that's the thing, he just out muscling everybody with no magic.
bro.
So now I'm on the part where like he's basically at the Bureau of Magic, and they're kind of like the other divine visionaries are like
Oh, they just pulled
just
up on him,
they pulled up on him and basically are like, we're gonna kill you. Like
bro.
there's no
That sand nigga.
oh yeah.
He that nigga annoyed. He said, "We're gonna kill you." I said, "What the fuck is your
Like we're getting
problem?"
your arrangements ready right now. There's no exceptions to the rule. And then the light one is like, no, he's just too manly. He's gotta survive. He's gotta prove this world is great. No,
Yeah,
he's dying tonight.
yeah, no.
But yeah, no. And then I finished. I got caught up with Demon Slayer, so I finished
Okay,
the Swordsmith arc, or yeah, Swordsmith Village arc.
what'd you think of it?
And the one thing, huh?
I said, "What'd you think of it?"
I thought it was good. Though I forgot how like passionate these niggas get when they go to like cuss them. And I was getting pissed off at the upper fourth demon. Cause I'm like, bro, can you just die already? Like every time they went to cut this nigga's head, he just veers off and or it's always something like he was never really dead until the end. And
Mm-hmm.
I really thought they killed old Nezuko at the end. I'm like, bro, is she really just gonna burn alive? Like
Oh yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Then when it showed that she was able to survive, I'm like, oh yeah, she's when they showed that, and then when they showed like
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson like tweaking out, she's like, I gotta get her now. She survived the sun. I'll absorb her. I'm like, yeah, she's a very hot commodity right now. But yeah, I was like, I mean, it's glad that Tanjiro finally, killed him. But it was like that upper fourth demon was pretty crazy. And I thought it was like the part where they were still fighting him, like fighting his other emotions, and then it showed to the Wind Hashira's Genya,
Yeah,
the one who got the brother. It showed him turn into like that beast. I'm like, what is going? Is he a demon now? And then he showed like next episode they showed him normal, but he was still in that demon form. I'm like, okay, they didn't explain this. Like they did slightly, but I guess when he eats a demon, he gains their powers, right?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he eat a
So,
demon and he can like absorb some of their strength.
so I'm like, that's kind of broken. And then yeah, the Miss Hashira, that fight scene was cold. Like him being the upper fifth, that was cold. And then just realizing that like learning about his backstory, his life, and his twin brother. Like as they're going through it, he is filling in the gaps. I'm like, yeah, when my parents died, I was just all alone. Oh, actually, I wasn't all alone. I had my twin brother.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do you forget your whole brother? Then I remembered he had amnesia basically up until this arc. He didn't remember anything about himself because he trained so hard. He basically beat his body up to the point of amnesia.
Yeah.
Or he was trauma. He's witnessed so much trauma growing up that he just forgot who he really was. And then, Tanjiro and this fight made him remember, like, oh yeah, I did have a brother. I did. There is a reason why I'm here. So now it's cold. And then I don't know if you've seen but the leaks of the other season with the Snake Hashira and the Wind Hashira fighting them demons in that village. It was like some leaks from the Hashira training arc clips.
I'm trying to think who they fight.
They were just like the clip was just them at a village and fighting other demons, but it wasn't like it wasn't an upper moon.
Oh, okay.
I think they were saving somebody, but I'm like, bro, it was like a 5-minute clip on Twitter. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that must be something they added on, or it might be. Cause I know, I know after this arc, they do like a little. I think they did a rundown about what else was going on, and that's when they start the Hashira training, if I remember correctly.
Okay. But yeah, so I caught up on that, and I've caught up on something else. I was probably gonna start watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a couple episodes a day, but I ain't started yet. But yeah, I was probably gonna start watching that, and then me and Ijome have been watching The Bear season 2.
I need to start that show.
It's really good. But yeah, outside of that, I haven't really been watching too much other stuff. But yeah, with that, we'll keep the anime talk going and talk about some upcoming anime that's supposed to be releasing in the year 2024. So, Feeq, I know you have a list. I'll talk about Demon Slayer because I know I just got done talking about that shit. I think there are some trailers that released earlier about this upcoming arc, the Hashira training arc, and it's supposed to debut April 2024, so around springtime, about the next couple months. It says, I'm reading this article from Dextero. It says it'll adapt the Hashira training arc, which is the last part of the story before the final arc begins. So we're basically in the end game now, because I know you've read the manga, Feeq, and it's done. Like, the story's over.
Yeah, it's been over for a few years. I think like 2-3 years. That or more. But yeah, this arc, the Hashira training arc, really, that shit can be done in one episode. If they really wanted to, they could finish it in one episode. They're probably gonna make it 4, which is, I don't know. I mean, I guess, but
yeah,
they're more likely gonna add stuff to it. But honestly, in the manga, that hoe is literally just them on the mountain training, and then it's done. Like,
okay.
And the only other thing they add on is they talk about the little markings that the Hashira be getting when they be fighting. They explain that a little bit more, but outside of that, it's like, nigga, we're going to war.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's like, I need Nezuko.
Literally.
Yeah, so so I'm excited for that, but it is interesting to see how it is. I will be interested to see like how they will do this train. I'm wondering if like it will do like a season finale and like a mid-season finale, and then this is gonna go into like the final arc. Like they'll have this hostile training and then stop it for maybe about 2 or so weeks, and then boom, it's gonna go into like the last season. Because if it's as short as you say it is, Feeq, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that or try to stretch it out to make 4, and then get that extra filler in. Maybe during like the beginning before the actual training part, they'll, like you said, talk about like what the other Hashira may have been doing, and just add some filler that may not have been in the manga,
Yeah,
just to give
like
some world building.
yeah, like at most they could do 6 episodes, and even then, that's with them at the beginning of each episode repeating what just happened the last episode, like for like 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be 4 to 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, lesser, because that last arc they could do a solid 20 episodes. So
Yeah, I'm reading this article now. It's like, although the fourth, okay, yeah, it's saying since the arc is only a few chapters long, the season will adapt scenes from the light novel as well. You know what that is?
I know the light novel is, I don't know, in color. I never read that out.
I guess like I think
Most light novels be like added stuff, and they're just
yeah,
all
maybe
in
like
color.
another book that the writer did. I have to
Yeah.
research that, but so yeah, although the fourth season was confirmed shortly before the season 3 finale, the series announced its release window this month. Season 4 will be the final season of Demon Slayer, after which the franchise will release trilogy movies for the final arc. Okay.
Wait, so they're gonna do movies for the? Wait, what?
I guess so. They're gonna do like this next season. This Hashira training arc is gonna be like the final part, like the final scene. I guess the final season before they go into like the last battle,
And they're gonna
and
do a
how they're
movie
gonna
for it.
animate that instead of doing another season. They're just gonna make 3 movies.
Oh my
Do you think that's
god,
possible?
that's possible. That's stupid as fuck. See, we let Demon Slayer get away with too much. Like Mugen Train was good, but now they're just egging it on. I
Yeah,
blame
they
them.
milking it.
Yeah, they milking it. Even those the last 2 movies they released, like the last one was really just a recap of the season, of the whole season, and then they showed like one new episode for the season 3 or
Right.
2 episodes, and then they're doing another movie release, and it's just gonna be season 3. Like, I know y'all like money, but god damn.
They getting like Marvel and DC milking all these Disney Plus shows and shit.
This is like microtransactions on a video game, man. Like,
Literally,
just release the shit.
please.
I hope that article's wrong. I hope the article's wrong.
This article was, I think, published January 18th, so maybe shit has changed since then, but I don't know. We'll see in April. Next on here is My Hero Academia Season 7. My Hero Academia series is returning with its 7th season, April 2024. The anime will continue the next phase of the final act. Will follow Ziku Midoriya, the young heroes of Class 1A, and the surviving heroes in the final battle against the villains to end the struggle once and for all. Feeq, I know you told me one time, and I've heard, I think, the same kind of criticism about My Hero in the sense of like, My Hero really could or really should be like JJK in the sense of some of these people should not be alive right now. Like Bakugo honestly should be dead after he got impaled by Shigaraki and all the others around that Paramount. Because I remember you was telling me, you was saying, a lot of these niggas gonna get slatted in the Paramount War. Your favorite hero's gonna die, whatever. Da, da, da. And I don't even think no one died. Well, one person died. The nigga the dude who was in the vicinity of Shigaraki when he got released out of that cell. He died.
Yeah. And a whole bunch of no names.
Yeah.
The biggest name was Midnight. Yeah, Lady Midnight.
Yeah, and I forgot about her. Yeah, she was the only one who really died outside of her.
Yeah, it was like
Everyone else was just injured.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, and granted, you don't have your series doesn't have to kill off people to be good, obviously.
Right.
But when you have somebody that looks like they're mortally wounded, right? And you do all the foreshadowing that this person is dead, and you just say, "Oh yeah, they're just in a hospital chilling." Like, what? I don't care about this nigga no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Like
it's a
you just wrote him off the story. You might as well have killed him.
yeah. So I think that's where it's kind of teeters off. Like the story's still good. This last arc's been good outside of like one to two fights where I'm just like this wasn't needed or this needed to be fleshed out more.
Right.
But outside of that, it's still good. So
That's good. Yeah. And then season, because I'm almost done with season 6, but I haven't finished it yet. But the part I left off was like the basically Midoriya versus his classmates on that building.
okay.
He was on this vigilante type shit.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because I didn't even watch that season. I I, I didn't feel like I didn't want to watch it. I only want to watch like one scene from it.
Yeah, it was good. It was kind of crazy with the stuff going on. Like I do remember that episode when like Bakugo jumped in front of Izuku and got him. I'm like, no way they just killed this guy,
Man, reading that, I thought he was dead. I said they done killed my favorite character in the show.
bro.
I said I can't read this shit no more.
And then JJK went around and was like, hold my beer.
They said don't worry, we'll kill your favorite character.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, let me see.
Next on this list is Dragon Ball Daima. Now, obviously, there's other animes that's coming out this year, but we're just talking about the ones we know we're gonna watch and probably talk about on this show. So, Dragon Ball Daima, another addition to the Dragon Ball franchise, is set for its debut October 2024. Dragon Ball Daima was announced at New Year's Comic Con, based on Toriyama's manga. The story follows Goku and his friends who have been all transformed into children. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't ask for this. I don't know who did. Now, the animation looks good. It looks great, actually, but
Yeah, it does.
I don't want to see a rendition of Dragon Ball GT in the sense of we got to follow Goku as a kid again. I can just watch Dragon Ball.
Literally.
And is this even canon in what's going on in the manga? Like, I don't read, but aren't they fighting like a whole goat-headed, like Beerus type level person or Jiren
Uh,
type person and shit? Like, what happened with that?
they was doing that, but I know right now that all that stuff ended. So that stuff ended. The Frieza black form happened.
Yeah, that too.
And right now I think the last thing I seen was Beerus wants Goku to become a god of destruction, and Broly's been training with Vegeta. And then they talked about the stuff that happened in the latest movie, the Gohan and Piccolo. They talked about that.
Oh yeah, that too. So I'm like, this beast in like Gohan beast form and Orange Piccolo. No,
Yeah,
we're gonna give y'all Kid Goku again for the 5th time.
they literally could just. I wouldn't even care if it's a thing with just Pan. That's interesting. Like, give me somebody new. I'm gonna still watch it, and I probably will enjoy it because it's like at this point with Dragon Ball, I don't go in for story. I go in to see niggas throw hands
for fighting and power ups.
Yeah.
The same way they got us on that train as kids for fighting and power ups,
Exactly.
and screaming and yelling and chi blast.
Yeah,
we ain't worried about that other story stuff.
Yeah. Now, would I want them to add some more to the story? Of course, but
yeah,
I'm not going into this expecting to see some goddamn Full Metal Alchemist level writing, some Attack on Titan level writing. I know I know the type of food I get with Toriyama. This is like
Yeah.
Cane's. You're not expecting a grand meal. I expect hot food that I can eat. That's what Dragon Ball Z is. It's hot
Yeah.
food that you know every time it's gonna be hot food.
Yeah, it's always the same. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, I'll probably watch it. I might give like the 3 episode rule, depending on how I feel after like the first 3 or so episodes. We'll see. We'll probably talk about them first 3 episodes, and if we're gonna watch it some more. But uh, yeah, I don't know. My thing is like, where's Oob at? Like, why don't y'all use Oob? Y'all have this whole dude that y'all created and have yet to use him.
And you know it's crazy. They mentioned him in Super. If I
They
remember,
did. It was like, yeah, there's a whole other guy who has the same level of Boo, but he's just so stronger. He's on the rivaling of Goku.
yeah.
Nothing. Never. The dress. They're like, yeah, let's go to Tournament of Power real quick.
I don't think them niggas remember what they write.
I don't think so. Well, either that or it's just like, how can we milk this franchise without it ending? Like, because there's been endings to stories and arcs, but the story's not, I don't think the story's over.
Yeah. Goku been a main character for 40 years.
And it's like at this point, Gohan is like his time of main characterism is done.
Yeah. The last little bit of seasoning we got was that last movie.
Yeah,
that was for him.
I still have yet to see that, but I know that was all basically Gohan and Piccolo fan service.
That was good. I liked it. But again, it was Cane's. I knew I was going in there for a hot meal, and it was gonna be the same thing I always eat.
Yeah. Next is Blue Lock episode 90. This is supposed to be a movie, huh? Yeah. So this Blue Lock is one of the most popular shonen series. Spinoff movie is all set to hit Japanese theaters April 19th, and we don't know the global release yet, but I'm sure we'll find a way to watch it. The movie is based on the spin-off series following Nagi and Ryo exploring their games during the Blue Lock dispute. So yeah, this is basically So I'm excited for this movie because I know the Blue Lock anime was really good.
Man,
that shit was straight gas, straight fire.
And it helped that it was coming out during the World Cup. That was like that was like the perfect
time.
Sync.
It was perfect timing.
You had Blue Lock and World Cup matches at the same time. Oh man, I was.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
They knew what they was doing.
And I'm not even mad at it. But yeah, I'm sorry about this show. You said you haven't read the manga.
No, I haven't read any of it.
Yeah, so I know we'll probably talk about this on the episode, on the podcast too. And I think so. It's gonna be the movie, and then they're gonna release like another, obviously season 2 probably shortly after that as well. Yeah. So like
this will be like season 1.5.
Yeah,
the movie,
because it's still during when the time place. This is basically still like when Isagi is still with their team. Is Nagi and on the other side of their journey.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see that. Do you have any on your list that you found, Feeq?
Oh yeah. So one on my list is Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That looks real good. Quick synopsis for Kaiju number 8 is pretty much in Japan, Kaiju or whatever Godzilla. Just think Godzilla's. Everything from the Monster Universe are pretty much, they appear in Japan from time to time, and the main character, he works with pretty much the cleanup service. So whenever their military task force kills a kaiju, he goes and cleans up with this pretty much waste management group.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the story goes is he cleans up this one kaiju, and then this like it's almost like a bug kaiju thing. It like latches onto him, and then he ends up becoming a kaiju, where he can transform into one, and that's how the story goes. So that comes out in I believe April. Yeah, it comes out April, and that's going to be really good. I think that might be an anime of the year contender.
Oh yeah.
Another show that's coming out around October is Dan Da Dan. Dan Da Dan. I
Didon.
Da Dan. That show, the synopsis is covers a boy and girl. They're in like not grad school. They're in school. And one of them pretty much believes in aliens. The other one believes in ghosts, and they're trying to prove that they exist, and it covers like their stories. It's like it's supposed to be like comedy a little bit, comedy/action. I've never read it, but that's the only synopsis I've seen, and the trailer looks really good. So
It did. I liked how I really liked the animation, and it might be something that I watch, but we'll see.
yeah. And then the last few is Blue Exorcist is back. That just came back. Their season 3, I believe it is. And then
how long has it been since like the last?
The last Blue Exorcist had to be like 28, 17.
So I remember
18.
watching Blue Exorcist in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's coming back. Well, it already started the new season. I think on episode 4 or 5.
Oh shit, it did. I didn't know that.
But I really need to just rewatch the last season.
The second season was ended in 2017.
Okay. So it's been 7 years.
Yeah. The last episode came out that season, March 24, 2027. I mean 2017.
From the future.
And didn't they have like a spin-off show after that? Or was that just the other season?
I think that was the second, because the second season, I think that was just the second season. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. And then really the last thing, I'm watching it right now, it's ongoing, is let's think. Metallic Rouge. It's about this girl. She's pretty much, you say she's a cyborg. And they're tracking down these other cyborgs. That's the most I gathered from the series so far. It's only like 4 episodes in. And then Freerin. I don't know if it's Fryrin or Freerin, but that's like a good, that's my relaxing anime. Like, it got good fights, but at the same time, the story's very calm. It's not like, I'm never like feeling stressed when I'm watching it. So it's a real good series. And the animation is crazy on it.
Okay. Freeman. Another anime property that's supposed to be coming out this year, I believe, is the Suicide Squad Isekai. So that is meant to, that's supposed to come out sometime in 2024. I don't know when, to be exact, but yeah, it's basically, so it's made by like DC. It's still over DC, and I don't think it's part of, I think it's like an Elseworld project in terms of like James Gunn's main GCU universe. Now, another thing, I guess talking more about that, we got Creature Commandos that's supposed to be coming out this year as well. Now, that is connected to his main universe, but this Isekai show with the Suicide Squad is not.
Is Creature Commandos animated? Or is it?
Yeah, it is. But, remember during that presser, he was saying how, like, he wants his voice actors to end up playing the characters in live action.
Yeah.
So we might see them in live action products. Hell, with the amount of niggas that are in that Superman movie, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why I feel like I see an article saying one of them was going to be in that Superman movie.
I don't know who's supposed to be in that movie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Besides
everybody.
Besides Superman and Lex Luthor.
Superman right now, like the list is Superman, Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Hot Girl, Metamorpho,
What the hell?
and
They got the whole Justice League in there?
basically the whole Justice League. Everybody except Batman. But it seemed like.
I thought this was an origin story.
I don't know what this movie is, and I don't know if I like that or not.
If you say it's that many people, that's a lot of people.
Now, how I could see that playing out is like maybe it's a scene where they go to the Justice Tower, because a lot of people don't realize this. For the longest time, Superman wasn't a part of the Justice League. Like him or Batman, real respectfully, but like Superman, they would ask Superman to join, and he would just be like, "No." Now, more recently, with like the Superman animated series and all that stuff, and because a lot of people didn't realize back in the day with DC Comics and really just like the mainstream teams that we know now, like the Avengers as well, those were just characters that Marvel and DC believed couldn't do like their own standalone book, so they put them together, and then you got the Avengers. But now, thanks to broader media, you have more people on there and bigger names on there, and they're more popular now. But so I can maybe see James Gunn taking a page out of that for the Superman movie, in the sense of like, there is the Justice League, like an early Justice League that's already there, and they maybe take him to like the Justice Tower in space, and they ask him, and either he's, by the end of the movie, he may join, he may not join, but yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of niggas in this movie. I'm about to say list of characters in Superman Legacy. Yeah, obviously there's Lois, Hot Girl, Clark Kent. You have Mr. Terrific. Speaking of super people, I don't know if you saw that they cast.
Oh yeah, Supergirl.
Supergirl. So I think she's a good actor. She'll probably play the role well. Me personally, I just don't think she's that attractive. But then again, it's like my same gripe that I had with like Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel. I'm like, she ugly. Like y'all couldn't find nobody else.
Hey man.
But hey,
Data said it, not me.
I'm sure the movie will be good. I'm sure she can act.
But she a good actor, because I liked her in House of the Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I do like, that does make me feel good about the Supergirl movie, is that it's basically going to be I think from what I heard, it's going to try to be like a 1-to-1 adaptation of the Tom King Supergirl comic book run. And because they actually got Tom King to help write it, if not direct it. So that's good. I don't know why they don't really do that now.
Oh, get like the actual authors, if they're alive.
Would that, or help. Just do the comic instead of taking ideas or taking they don't even do ideas from the comic. They'll just do the name and it won't be anything like the comic.
That's because half these niggas ain't good writers for real, bro. They think they good writers because they in the room, but them niggas be dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not thinking, or they'll just, it's either that, and then you got writers that either don't know or don't care about these properties that they're writing, more so like with comic book stuff. You have writers and directors come out and flat say, yeah, I don't really like XYZ. Like I'm not really a fan of superhero stuff, but they'll do it because they get a check, and then we'll be mad when the shit is hot garbage or just not true to the character.
Or they'll say like, I've never read this comic book character or seen them in anything. I'm like,
exactly. I'm like,
how are you qualified to direct this shit then? You ain't about
because
to
they
learn.
need people and they trying to make money off an IP.
Like,
It's the same thing with the and it's the same thing with like the Halo series on Paramount Plus. I
I
think
was,
the first season because they the second or third season. I think I'm almost positive they're on
I know they got a
a new
season coming
season of
out.
that show is coming out. I
Yeah, I
just
saw.
don't know if it's the second season or the third. Yeah, it's the second season. But yeah, like the first season. Oh, there's another thing. I guess this is random news. Like the main guy who plays Master Chief. A lot of people had problems with the first season because um Master Chief didn't rarely had his helmet on. The guy always had his
I
helmet
heard
off,
that.
and the guy came out and basically was like, "Well, it's harder to, it would be harder for the audience for him to like emote or like for to show emotion to act through the mask if he has it on all the time. They wouldn't see how he feels. Nigga,
Have you not played
are
the
we
game?
forgetting people like Darth Vader, Kylo Ren from the new Star Wars series, Boba Fett, fucking Master Chief from the game? That was the whole allure of the guy of Master Chief in the first place. We
Fucking the
couldn't see how
Mandalorian.
he was really feeling. Mandalorian. I'm glad you remember it because I don't even know why I forgot about that. Like Mandalorian, like Pedro Pascal is Mandalorian. I would say 15% of the time in that show. Like only for 50% of the time in that show because we barely see his face. That was what made the first show so good. It's like you could that mystery of like who is this guy and like what is he going through. That added to his whole character, his whole mystery. And now you over here as the main actor saying, "Well, it would be harder for people to actually see what he's feeling when
It
you
sound
have
like
a whole fan base that was created because of his mystery."
he don't know how
Oh.
to use his words, man. It sound like he not a good actor. I don't even know who the dude. I haven't watched the show, so I don't know who it is.
His name's Pablo Schreiber. Pablo Schreiber. Yeah, and I haven't seen the show either, and I don't even know if I really want to because I'm a big Halo fan. I used to play a lot of games growing up, and I remember they had a show called Halo Nightfall. It's with it's like a mini series.
But the first thing I see when I type his name is an article saying Halo actor Pablo Schreiber. If you don't agree with the helmet coming off in the show, you don't like our show.
Well, we don't like it then. But apparently, according to like this new season, it's supposed to be more true. He's gonna be more like, I guess, more like Master Chief, and it's just like I think part of that is because he wants people to have a face to the mask.
Mhm.
When it's like we didn't like Master Chief because of who was under. We like Master Chief because of him, the mask, the icon, the brand,
Exactly,
the
and how
image,
he acted.
and how he acted. Not because we knew such and such was under the mask. Oh yeah, I remember the show. Halo 4 Until Dawn. There was a show. I watched like a couple episodes of that. That was interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I just um, had to talk about that real quick. But moving into, I guess, our next topic and staying in on like Marvel. When I hear Marvel, this is Sony. So, Feeq, I don't know if you know this, but today is February 4th, 2024. There's a movie coming out in 10 days that I personally don't even know why it's a movie. And that's Madam Web, y'all. If y'all seen some of these trailers, basically they're trying any and every form of marketing uh marketing scheme to get people to watch this movie. They got Sydney Sweeney and all the main actress basically doing some. They're basically like trying to sexually appeal you into watching this movie.
Right. It was like one. It was like one of them. They had did like It was one of them. They had did like ASMR or some shit. It was something weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on TV. Like I think I was watching. We was watching the game, and it came up. I said, "Hey, yo!" I
Yeah.
said, I said, "Why are they trying to seduce me?"
And it's just so much stuff I feel as though is wrong with this movie. Like they're trying so hard to not add Spider-Man in it when you have Ben Parker, you have all these three Spider Women and Madam Web, and it's just like they're. I think I saw a rumor or a report somewhere where they're like gonna change like the iconic, great power comes great responsibility is they're gonna change that. They're gonna have
I
like the
seen a
original
report about that.
or no. It was going to be the reason why Ben Parker got that saying was from a fortune cookie. There's a rumor that there's a scene him at a Chinese restaurant and he sees that shit in a fortune cookie and that's where he got the shit. Nigga, if that's true, Marvel Studios, this is a message to y'all. Stop, please stop dicking around and just buy Spider-Man from Sony. Please do us a favor and just buy him. Y'all spend billions of dollars on these movies that don't make their money back. How about you buy the dude that you know is gonna make $1 billion? You know this is the difference between DC and Marvel Studios. Warner Brothers, or I guess with DC in terms of Warner Brothers, they know Batman is gonna make $1 billion.
They
They
know
don't have to
Batman.
worry about going through innuendos to try to get people to make this movie. They have the right. They own all their characters. They are just making shit. But they know Batman go put people in these movies.
They know it.
Sony is doing the opposite thing in the sense of like we have all these characters. We're just gonna make all of them, not tie them to Spider-Man, but still be Spider-Man adjacent. And we're gonna try so hard. We're gonna make this whole. We're so strong. We know what we're doing. We're so strong. We're gonna make this whole universe without Spider-Man. Nigga, are y'all dumb? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? That's why I personally want this movie to fail so bad, and it sucks because you have people like Sydney Sweeting, like all these other younger actresses that are just trying to like get in these like do these roles to kind of like wipe away their, I guess, image of being like sexualized in a way when it's Sony is literally sexualizing them to get people to watch this movie.
Yeah, I had seen it was a clip on, it was either YouTube or Twitter, and Sydney Sweeney was talking about the movie a little bit. She was saying that she pretty much like begged them to do the upside down pose. It's like a what's who's she playing? My brain just went.
Let's see. I'm looking up like the list of cast right now, but I know she's playing Julia Carpenter. Yeah, Spider Woman or
Okay.
one of a Spider Woman.
Yeah. So she was like pretty much that version of Spider Woman. She was like a lot of this comics that she looked at for this movie. That is a lot of times when she was traversing through the air, almost like she was like a ballerina. And so she was like, it's like she was like, it's a main pose that she did a lot in some of the images she looked at where she's like upside down a certain way. And she was like, she convinced them to let her add that in. And like, even if the movie bad, it's just to see that like an actor has to almost beg to add in shit for a character that's supposed to be, I don't know a lot about Spider-Woman, but if that's like an iconic pose and shit, like, that's like a nigga that's playing Batman to be like, oh man, let me jump off a roof with the cape out. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Why I gotta ask to do an iconic pose?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's crazy. Yeah, so there's like 3 different versions of spider people in here. There's Ezekiel, who I think is in the comics. He's a spider totem. That's why people were freaking out when they saw like a Spider-Man looking figure swinging in the woods, like I guess hunting them. And it's like y'all are using these spider things. Y'all still in Venom have not added the spider on the thing because y'all want him to be so far removed from Spider-Man. I don't know. It's just a lot of things. This movie should not have been made. I hope Craven fails.
That movie need to burn. That fucking Madam Web, I don't really care for it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But Craven need to burn. That shit
Craven needs to burn.
That shit looks so bad.
And I think they're trying to like lean into the fact that we finally have a rated R Sony Spider-Man movie. And we got blood for real.
That whole look buns.
But you got a radioactive Craven.
Radioactive lion bit him, and
lion bit him, and his dad is more Craven than him. I'd rather see a Russell Crowe Craven movie than Evan Taylor Johnson.
The nigga not even Russian. He don't even got the right accent. He don't have his accent. That nigga sound Australian. I said, what the fuck is going on? This nigga said, "Oi, I'm Craven."
Yeah, where's that movie at? I want to see that. Not this humanitarian Craven.
Yeah, like.
And then they want to add spiders in the trailer just to remind folks that this is still a Spider-Man. It's still a Spider-Man character, guys. It's still a Spider-Man character. But he's not in this movie. He will never be in this movie. We'll never see him in this movie.
They gonna find a way to mention New York. They gonna find a way to mention New York in that hole.
And here's some more Sony rumors. I don't know if you heard of it. So apparently there's like a rumor going around that Sony wants to make, in terms of Spider-Man 4, they want Spider-Man 4 to be like a live action Into the Spider-Verse. They basically want to do another movie with like the three Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield in it, and do that again.
Don't tell me.
Whereas Marvel, MCU, they want street level Spider-Man again. They want to kind of bring him back to Earth and do all this stuff. And according to like how the show Echo ended, I haven't finished that show, but
I haven't even started it. I don't say that to say I think it looked bad. It looked good from the trailer. Like, I think it's good. I haven't watched it, so I don't know, but it looked good from the trailers. I've been excited. I just haven't been watching TV like that.
I saw the first episode, and it was good. Like, they had a scene with Daredevil in it. That was pretty good. But I don't know. I just don't know if I care enough about Echo to kind of continue watching it now. From what I've heard, the ending is pretty much setting up like a ground level universe, so to speak, for the MCU. So like you'll get more street level heroes like Daredevil, Spider-Man, maybe your Punishers, because there's some other rumors or like reports saying that for the Daredevil, so they're like bringing back, I think it was a report saying that basically the ending of Echo kind of canonized the Daredevil show. And then outside of that,
they said it was canon.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, because remember when they first announced that Daredevil Born Again show, they said like, "Oh, it's not canon; it's a brand new telling." And then they tried to lean into that with She-Hulk when they had him in that show, how he wasn't like Matt Murdock. But then they were like, yeah, they probably saw the error of their ways. Then that's when they kind of got rid of the 18 episodes, and I think said they're going to do more like 12 to 10 episodes. So I'm like, thank goodness. And then there's reports showing that they're bringing back like basically the original Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil cast.
Yeah, I seen a set photo with all of them together,
and
I think they're supposed to be bringing. I think apparently because you said they trying to do more ground level crews. I think they showed either Jessica Jones actor tweeted something or somebody with that Jessica Jones tweeted something or said something almost like not confirming it, but it was just like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so that's exciting. My thing is just like, Marvel, why weren't you not doing this shit earlier? And I saw like this one video, and they were talking about like the new big bag that Marvel should do instead of King. And I want your idea on this, or I guess your take on this. They're saying that they should just make Kingpin like the new big bad. Just have him do like Devil's Reign, have him take over the whole city of New York, make him like the mayor and do all that stuff. And that still would affect all the Avengers. They don't have to like go super cosmic. They can just have it where they're all trying to stop Kingpin from like basically taking over the country and running the city and stuff.
They could do that. And then you could even have it where obviously he got certain henchmen that could fight the bigger Marvel characters that you want to throw in there. Obviously, you don't need all of them, but imagine, imagine he runs for president. Mr. President, get down. You see you see a Marvel character trying to like take him out, fucking Spider-Man. And that's how they brand Spider-Man as evil. That's some funny shit.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy. I feel like that's a comic story somewhere, but I don't know that as of right now. But yeah. Next topic of going back to the DCU, or I guess the end of the DCEU, was Aquaman 2. I don't know if you've seen this movie yet.
I haven't, but you can spoil
Well,
anything for it.
basically, the villain was not Black Manta. It was climate change. It was global warming.
What? You know what? For a split second, I was sitting here like, what villain name is climate change?
It was climate change.
Okay.
Well, it was global warming more specifically, but the way like because well, in terms of my thoughts on the movie, I thought the Black Manta character, I thought they made him more intimidating, and I liked his, I guess, journey. The second one was decent. It just felt like they as in DC were trying to like remake the same kind of magic between like the brothers of like Aquaman and Ocean Master, like with Thor and Loki. I think they're trying to do that because it's basically like a buddy cop film or like a buddy cop journey towards the end, and just was about redemption. And it felt like they were trying to do like all the Marvel tropes in this one movie. That at the end, after they defeat the main villain didn't even end up being Black Manta. It was like some like ancient king from like this Necro king from the Lost Kingdom, hence the name Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom.
It's because that trident or whatever they showed in the trailer.
Yeah, the trident belongs to like this ancient kingdom in Antarctica. And they were trying to like take over the Earth, but their fumes, like they have some like chemical called I forgot what the shit was called, but basically it was warming the planet. So the king, that old Necro king that was controlling Black Manta, was like, I need you to go to these areas in the world and just warm up this product so you can warm up and melt the ice caps so these ice caps can free our kingdom because the old king of Atlantis froze us over. So if you warm the shit back up, hence the global warming trope, then we'll be free and take over the Earth.
If he got a trident, why can't he just break the ice?
I don't know. Because the trident was already broken. I guess he was like working through Black Manta as a vessel, and he needed. It wouldn't have just been enough, I guess, for him to break the shit. Whatever they needed that chemical to warm up his village because
Okay.
they sunk it. But as a hero there, so apparently, a lot of people. There's a lot of like I guess, concern for this movie coming out because even the projects leading up to it, it wasn't really looking too good. Blue Beetle didn't really do too well at the box office. The Flash definitely didn't. What other movie did they have that released? I'm trying to think. But that, and then the Marvels, even though that's not a DC product, that movie, even though I enjoyed it, we both liked that movie as well. But that movie didn't make its money back. Um, that I think that movie ended up being like the worst grossing movie for the MCU today, which is
Yeah.
kind of disappointing. But
It's bad. It's
so
crazy
it
because
was a lot of things against Aquaman 2, where apparently the movie did not flop. Actually, I think it made just enough to break even.
that was purely off
So
Jason Momoa.
it definitely was. And then there was like an end credit scene, which basically was like a end credit scene of them playing off a joke and like a earlier running joke in the movie. So it didn't mean anything, but yeah. All in all, I thought it was okay. Um, I guess is a good end. It wasn't like a rock bottom end to the DCEU, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just glad it's over. Amber Heard was in the movie. They're like almost killed her off because it was a scene. She didn't really have a lot of speaking lines, and you could tell that I don't think it was meant to be um, him and him and his brother Orm. I think that movie was meant to be Aquaman and Mira, but because of the whole Amber Heard shit, they was like, yeah, we got to cut your roll time down. We're not gonna recast you, but just know you're not a main character for real. So it was them two, and that's so another thing was the reason why they couldn't just use the try to break the ice was because King, like the old King Atlantis, did like some basically blood magic, which uh froze the whole kingdom over, which is why it was an iceberg. And in
Okay.
order to reverse that spell, they needed the blood of an Atlantean. Hence why in the movie Black Manta took Aquaman's son.
Okay.
So he was gonna kill him and put that blood on there and then just free the king again. Like, yeah, free him. So that's why. But yeah. So I mean, I guess that's a good thing for the DCU. I mean, they didn't end on they ended on like a somewhat high note.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to the DCU now. Well, we'll probably see Jason Momoa as Lobo again. Well, I'm saying again like he ever played him, but as Lobo probably as rumored, but it's probably gonna happen. And see who else is are like the other, I guess, Justice League members. We got Creature Commandos coming up. I think I saw another report saying that uh, Peacemaker season 2 is going to take place in the new DCU, but James Gunn came out and was like, he basically was like, I got it covered. Don't worry. Like I'll make sure it makes sense. I'll make it make sense.
And I was
Just
gonna say,
watch.
I'm pretty sure he said it was in there, but now that he said that, that whole better be good. And I think it will be.
But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, those are the main topics we had. So now the first get in our bag of the year 2024 will commence. Cue the music.
Yeah, bitch, I'm in my bag, yeah.
All right, Feeq. You said you had the get in your bag question today.
Do you believe that JJK Jujutsu Kaisen has reached a point where one, it's the biggest new gen anime, and do you think it has reached a global point faster or almost as fast as some long running anime? Obviously, it's not as big as like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, but
Mm-hmm.
its impact so far, do you think it's potentially getting there?
Yeah, I guess that's that first part. I think it's got there really fast because like you brought up off air, a lot of the TikTok edits, the just different edits of all the characters, the fandom. I think it has that because the first season was good, but this last season I think really um drew a lot of people in because of how big this arc was, like how big the arc was in the manga alone,
Yeah.
with a lot of really good animated scenes. So that is already drawing a lot of people who probably never would have watched it to begin with. They may not have even seen the first season, but they're seeing everyone else talking about the season and all their favorite characters dying on top of the great animation by Studio Mappa. So they're like, well, I want to get in all this. Like, I want to see what all the hype's about. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really helped it a lot. And I do think, like, now after this last arc, I think it does have the potential to be like as big as some like the older, like longer running animes like Bleach and like the big three, Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, because it has that core. I think its problem, or I wouldn't say problem, but more so critique, is just like good.
Man, I was sneezing, man.
I just don't want it to turn into, and I mean, it probably. I don't read the manga, so it's probably like this in the manga, but I just don't want it to turn to like a Walking Dead show in the sense of like who's the biggest and brightest name that we can kill off in the most gruesome way. Because I feel like a lot, I wouldn't even say a lot of that. It's just more so like the more bigger episodes that kind of happened in this show. Like no one was really safe. And I think that's what made a lot of people interested in it, because it was almost like that Game of Thrones lore, like Game of Thrones vibe. And it's like no one in this show was safe. Your
Mhm.
favorite character is not who they say they are, or like not in the level of just like nothing cannot happen to them. Like there's no real power of friendship. Like yeah, it's still a shonen anime and it still has those tropes like the three friends and the hero's journey, whatever, and a mentor, but it's almost different in the sense of like the writer just kind of threw that out of left field, especially after this Shibuya incident arc, and yeah, so I think it definitely does have that potential to be like on that level of like the one of the big three.
Mhm.
I don't think it's I don't think it's there yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Now Kagurabachi. No, I'm playing.
Oh man, what a time to be alive. I think for me right now, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't think it's as big as obviously the big three. I think it is reaching a point though where it's like undeniable how much impact it has had. Because at least for me, the way I gauge anime's impact is if it translates over to sports, the sporting world.
Yeah.
Because if I see athletes or team pages creating posts about a certain anime, I know that anime. To me, I'm like, that anime is big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at least for JJK, it was a trend where a whole bunch of like editors were making a whole bunch of Gojo posts, and they were using Usher's song. What's that song? That song where he's like, "Daddy's home."
Oh
Pause.
yeah.
That song, they
I
were
know you're
making a whole
talking
bunch.
about.
They were making a whole bunch of edits of Gojo with that, and then it got so big that Usher made a post cosplaying as Gojo.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, if you're able to just be on TikTok as just a random 18-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old making just videos about Gojo, and then you get the artist just to cosplay as it, just say, "Oh yeah," like I think
Mm-hmm.
that just speaks volumes on how big it is. So I think
Yeah,
once it's all said and done, it's going to be one of the biggest because at least for sports right now, the way they've been retaking manga panels and redoing them with athletes,
yeah.
it's been
You remember that the Chargers like preseason schedule reveal?
yeah.
It was like basically a whole anime trailer
Mm-hmm.
that just like that. So yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
see what you mean.
Yeah. It's crazy right now. It's a good time to be a Jujutsu Kaisen fan and also a bad time. Both are
Yeah.
synonymous.
People still dying.
Oh man, I stopped reading. I
Like
started
niggas
reading.
die every day.
Yeah, I started reading like 7 chapters ago. Seven. It was between 7 and 10. I don't know, but I saw one scene. I said I need to step back and I'll just let it catch up and be surprised. I've seen too much at this point.
No, but I think it does have that potential. But I'll say my bad question is. So I was thinking about this yesterday. Who would you not? Which of these characters would you not want to like train with?
Okay.
So you have Might Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say like Rock Lee, Saitama, Mosh
Mm-hmm.
Mosh Burnden, and damn, I was thinking of the other one, and Zoro.
Which one would I not want to train with?
Yeah.
Not want to. Okay. If I had to if I had to work out with somebody or not work out, I could work out with Marshall.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be the most level headed one out of this group and the most he Marshall don't understand a lot of shit, but I think when it come to working out, he'll be a good like training partner. So
Yeah.
he's off the list. Rock Lee would just be extra supportive. He's off the list. The last two you said was Zoro and who else?
Zoro and Saitama.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't think I want to train with Zoro. I could just I could just see him getting pissed off about something random and try to fight me. I'm like, nigga, calm down, bro. I think Saitama would train with you, but at the same time, I think he gonna forget that like you're training together and just do his own thing. So, but I think Zoro would actually try to beat your ass.
Yeah, for me, I would least want to train with Rock Lee because you gotta think. Well, I'm thinking more so in the mindset of like, what kind of workouts are we about to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
And Rock Lee, um, the level of speed and strength he has to keep up with these ninjas. All these niggas got ninjutsu, kenjutsu, gajuku. He has none of that. He's just straight physical ability. So the amount of training the level of intensity his training is, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'd probably die.
You
Now,
know what's crazy?
who would you rather want? Who would you most like want to train out of that for?
Oh, Mash.
Gosh,
Cause
yeah, I'd probably say,
I know we gonna eat food afterwards all the time, so I know I'm set.
yeah, I would say it's either Bosch or Saitama because it's just like, I mean, all he does is just 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and runs a mile every day. So I'm like, I probably could do that.
Yeah,
Or at least I know what I'm doing with that one. Like that's feasible.
Yeah, honestly, that Rock Lee one is actually something I didn't think about. And then Mike Guy gonna be training you too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm changing that answer. I don't want to train
Nah,
with Rock Lee.
the only thing is you got if you do train like him, then you'll be able to access like the 8 gates and shit.
Man, I don't need that, man. I am not fighting model. I do not need that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So next we are about to get into the redacted rule of the day. For those, we ain't been here for a minute, so we'll remind you guys like we always do. But the redacted rule is, each of us or one of us gives a rule to live by. It can be as deep as know yourself and trusting yourself, or as as light as just make sure you drink water every day. So my redacted rule is just be genuine, be yourself, stay working, so don't forget to take it back sometime to just appreciate where you're at. I know I did one time. I was in the car, coming from work one time. I'm just like, man, I remember years ago that I wanted to be here, or just wanted to be somewhere where I wasn't.
Yeah.
And now here I am. Yeah. Did you have one, Feeq? Or
I think for me, my redacted rule would be seize the opportunity.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we're presented with opportunities and we're kind of hesitate on them. But I think right now, at least, just seize the opportunities that present themselves to you, because then they can lead to other opportunities that you might actually will be better for you. So seize the opportunity while you can, because one day we all gonna die. So hey, might as well seize opportunities now and say I tried, then sit back and say, damn, I wish.
Yeah, exactly. But with that being said, it's been another great episode of the Redacted Rule. Like I said, I called it on this episode. 2024 is the year of the Redacted. Mm-hmm. So, again, make sure you guys like, comment, rate us a 5-star. Follow us on all listening platforms. We're on all listening platforms, y'all. Even the ones that got terminated. We still on there.
You just might not be able to.
Yeah. But with that being said, it's been your boy Dana Dane.
Your boy Feeq.
And we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a fan, keeping all of the hoes on mute. Pull a little perk, could be yellow in a brew. 48 vert, quick burns. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice, it'll drop like Shane came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mate. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe, cause she know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Think you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on a hoe my payroll. I get active at night, then I lay low. The salmon was breaded with panko. Drunk in my soup, I believe it was made.